Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode, fresh off of Kyle Larson opening up the playoffs with a win at the hardest oval on earth, Darlington Raceway. And we have some news following Hendrick Motorsports' success going into race 2 of the playoffs, and that was that Alex Bowman officially is out of the 48 car at the end of season 2, and Corey LaJoie will be getting the call from Hendrick Motorsports to switch over from Andretti Global to Hendrick Motorsports to drive the 48 car next season. Alex Bowman's ride for season 3 is also decided and determined. Alex Bowman will be driving the car that you're on board with right now. He will be at Colleague Racing in the number 16 Chevrolet Camaro next season, bringing Ally over with him as well as LaJoie takes over in that 48 car. So exciting times ahead there, and hopefully Bowman can kind of find his place. He has struggled all season long, and I think we'll have to wait and see how Bowman, kind of takes the news and whatnot, and see how we can perform here today from Kansas Speedway. But it's unfortunate for Alex. It is what it is. He underperformed both seasons so far in the career mode. Is yet to find victory lane, is yet to make the playoffs. So it's not been pretty. But yeah, he will be driving this number 16 next season after that news. Daniel Suarez's future is still to be determined. There's an open seat with the new team that's on the way in the Cup Series next season, Mayor Shank in that 06 car, so pay attention to that. As we know, Kyle Busch will be driving the 99 next season for Trackhouse after leaving RCR, which leaves the 8 car open. Likely going to see Austin Hill in that car, who just so happens to be as well, I believe, in the field today in Kansas. Qualifying though, ripping the wall here in 1 and 2, and same for 3 and 4. The wall is where you want to be in NASCAR Heat 5 at Kansas. It's just there's so much more speed as we exit turn 4 though. Down the front straightaway, the goal, a 31.148. We cross the stripe. We are going to just barely beat that goal with a 31.099. Go P14 here for the Hollywood Casino 400. Very solid qualifying effort right there. On pole, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, and his teammate and owner Keselowski there in the top 3 as well. Keep in mind, we have no assistance from Colleague coming into these playoffs. They hate us, basically. It's going to be a difficult race, just like Darlington, I expect here. Xfinity Series was racing this weekend as well. Parker Kligerman actually won the regular season finale. As you see the rest of the order, SVG there down in P16. Cole Custer just inside the top 20. As we're going to head to Sunday, let's get ready to race.
Race 2 of the round of 16 is set to get underway from Kansas Speedway. This track has unexpectedly created plenty of chaos in the past. Will we see that again today, guys?
I think we will, to a degree. Tires being the focus to create that chaos will be a real thing today, Rick.
Dale is right, and I doubt we will see much strategy shake up here today either. Just a straight-up fight today. The real craziness comes next week in Bristol.
All right, boys, not going to be easy today, but we'll do what we can. I like this track. We'll just rip the top and hope for the best. Running the bottom here just doesn't work. It's not good for speed, so we'll wait and see how this plays out, especially with the lack of backing that we have from Colleague. I'd say a top 15 day will be okay, and it's going to be hard to score top 10s with the whole Colleague situation, and that's okay in round 1, but I think round 2 we can maybe get away with it. Round of 8, that's where it's going to be obviously an issue, but it depends, of course, on the tracks that we have. The playoffs are shaking up a little bit here this season now as we get ready to roll here from Kansas Speedway. Now the green flag is out. P14, race 2 of the round of 16 is underway. One driver locked into the round of 12. That's Kyle Larson, who picked up the win from Darlington Raceway here as we head on this run towards turn number 1. Joey Logano up my inside. Eric Jones here in my rear view mirror. Eric Jones had a very competitive Darlington Raceway as that Legacy Motor Club team, they continue to make strides. They continue to try and find some speed, but it's really, I don't think, going to be until next season, that second season with Toyota, until we see them really start to become a genuine playoff contender. They will be remaining with Jones and John Hunter Nemechek going into next season, and I really think that they are going to be a team to be reckoned with really here now as we complete lap 1. How about this? Ryan Blaney, fresh off of that injury. Of course, he's back in the car since last episode, running up here in the top 10 just about. Ryan Preece, though, has got the Stewart Haas 41 in the top 10. Very rare that we see that this season. But on the inside there, we got a couple cars moving, and it's the two monster cars. It's Ty Gibbs bringing the playoff contender of Tyler Reddick with him. Reddick winless this season. He hasn't won a race yet at all, actually, in the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. He would love to change that today, but honestly, doubt we're going to see it happen as we continue on to the outside now of Kyle Larson. Larson lacking some pace early on here, not really showcasing what he had in Darlington, but that's okay because he's got that win to rely on. It's Chase Elliott to the lead. Look at Reddick go. Reddick just went 3 wide on the inside and drove right past those guys, and he's going to move up to P8. I was just doubting him, but there was clearly some speed in that number 45. We are now P11, my teammate of Hendrick just behind as we continue to go, just rip this top seam, but you can see it's just not quite working as the laps go on. Alex Bowman had been working his way through the field. He passed me, he's past his teammate of Kyle Larson. That puts him in the top 10. Chastain currently out in front here now as we exit turn number 2. And I mean, we're going backwards. Christopher Bell going past me there down this back stretch as we go down through turn number 3, and you can just see, I mean, Jones is going to go by, and Joey Logano as well. He's into the mix. Chastain out in front here down the back straightaway. So we're about halfway through stage 1 here at this point now, lap 10, and we just continue to run that top and hope, you know, for the best here. 3 wide briefly with Logano as well as John Hunter. We have a very close fuel situation, but we should be able to get to the end of the stage, but it will be like we'll be running out of fuel probably out of turn 4. But that goes John Hunter. Logano on the inside. Kyle Busch was following through, and he would get past me on the front straightaway. So we were down to P17 with 9 laps to go in this first and opening stage. Not very happy as we got problems, and that's the 20 of Christopher Bell, who's gone around their blown tire, and that's put him in the outside wall. Did somebody say playoff implications here from Kansas? Because we have exactly that. One of the drivers that I considered a top 5 favorite in the standings is going to have the potential to get eliminated going into the next episode there. Ty Gibbs and Tyler Reddick, the 2 Toyota Monster Energy cars, have moved their way forward up towards the top 5. Watch out for them. Ryan Preece loses 7 positions in the pit stop. Not good at all for the SHR car. Very unfortunate there as he was having a solid run to kick off this race up inside the top 10 and well inside the top 10. We're back underway. It's 6 laps to go in the stage. Look in the mirror. There you got Corey LaJoie, just freshly announced. He's going to Hendrick Motorsports next season in that number 48 car now. But of course, he's still got to finish his adventure with this Andretti team. And can Andretti Global in their first season make it to the second round of the playoffs? I think LaJoie will need a little bit of help. And he's gotten a little bit of help in the first race and having a good run there. But then they've gotten a little bit of help already today with Bell having his issue. LaJoie behind us side-by-side with his teammate, his rookie teammate that is, of Carson Hocevar. We're alongside Larson now as we're right to the back of the 41 of Preece. Kyle Busch just in front as we make the run down towards turn number 1. And they're trying to go 3 wide now. That 41 showcasing some very real potential. Preece, of course, leaving SHR at the end of the season. SHR getting a bit of the short end of the stick as he heads to the Brickware Racing team. Justin Haley, of course, going from Brickware Racing over to the 3rd RFK car. So RFK expanding into 3 cars. Sounds like they might be doing a 4th car as well in a similar, Project 91 kind of scenario where we could see other drivers such as the big one right now, V8 Supercars, Cam Waters. It sounds like it has a very real possibility of driving the car IRL and in the career mode as well here now. Right to the back of this 6. We'll look to the outside here through 1 and 2. Kozlowski started 3rd, down to 13th here in these closing laps of stage 1. His teammate, however, Chris Buescher, multiple wins on the season, and he leads the way right now. But the 2 Monster Energy cars, Gibbs and Reddick, are right up there in the mix. 2nd and 3rd, but the caution flies, and that's going to bring an end to stage 1 a couple of laps early. P14 is what we're going to end up here. Reddick P2, Gibbs, Chastain as well in the top 5. Alex Bowman up to 5th. Off the news that he's getting fired from Hendrick. It sounds like maybe that's lit up him a little bit here because he's having a season high run already here. You can see a lot of adjustments going into this car, going into stage 2. We definitely need them. We actually gained 3 spots as Chastain loses 9 positions. A lot of shuffling in the pit lane here. Puts us on the inside, right behind the 22 Pennzoil Ford Mustang of Joey Logano. We're back racing here from Kansas Speedway. Of course, a one-time champion, or 2-time champion, 2018 and 2022. I forgot this series started with the 2020 23. So Logano, of course, it's been over a year now since he's won a Cup Series championship. If you guys remember, Martin Truex Jr., two-time champion, he was able to pick up the championship in our first season of this career mode. And, you know, here we are in the playoffs. The playoffs are all about momentum. The NASCAR playoffs really are no different than stick and ball sport playoffs, whether you want to admit it or not. It's all about finding the momentum at the right time. You see it in hockey. As a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, I know the pain of having, you know, the best team in the regular season going into playoffs, getting swept 4-0 in the first round and being eliminated just like that. So it's all about momentum in the playoffs, and we've seen IRL Ryan Blaney find it, but we saw Martin Truex Jr. in this very career mode find it last season. He went into multiple rounds in the playoffs last season in a must-win scenario to move on, and he did it multiple times, and that took him to the Final Four, where he took control in the last half of that race in Phoenix and pulled off the championship for the second time in his Cup Series career, of course, with the first being all the way back now in 2017. Chastain passed me. He was moving Alex Bowman to the lead in Kansas. How about this? Could Bowman pick up the victory here today as we continue to fade now? And it seems like it only takes about 5 to 6 or so laps, and we just start to drop down the order, and that's just because of the lack of support that we have from colleague here. It's very straightforward, and to replicate that lack of support storyline that we have from colleague racing, I basically just made the game settings as hard as I possibly can by making my car lose grip earlier and as well higher tire wear to actually replicate that story, just if you were wondering about how that works. So Bowman out in front halfway through stage number 2 now, but he's still got a mirror full of Chastain as well as Reddick and Ty Gibbs that are right there with him. Chris Buescher as well up there in the mix, and Chase Elliott's kind of at the tail end of it. He's got a top 5 car, but just not quite enough to be leading this race. Elliott, it's been a while since we've seen him win in this 5-win season it's been for him, but we are dropping back. But fortunately, just like stage 1, around halfway through the stage, a caution is going to fly, bringing everybody into the pit lane. It's Bowman, Buescher, Gibbs, Reddick, Elliott, Chastain, and Preece up there in P7. How about Kyle Busch? Kyle Busch had a issue in the last episode, a mechanical failure, and that put him out of the race early. Fortunately, other drivers with issues has helped him, and he's still got a very real chance to advance. Bubba Wallace, just like last episode, was running not good in Darlington. He is not running good today after having a good qualifying effort. You just got to wonder, that 23 is so hit and miss all season long. One day, 1 week they're, going for a race victory like we saw earlier this season in Atlanta. Wasn't it Pocono, I believe, that Bubba Wallace really had the best car, but just managed to lose it in the final lap to, I believe it was Christopher Bell, if I remember correctly. So there's moments where the 23 looks really good, and then there's moments like this today in Darlington where the 23 just looks really, really bad. There is no sense of consistency with that 23 car, and that's exactly what I think is going to have them eliminated here at the end of the next episode. Now we cross the stripe, 4 to go in stage number 2. Can we get stage points? We have not gotten any stage points so far since the playoffs have started. Now Brad Keselowski on the inside of Kyle Busch. We look for the momentum on the exit of the corner. Ty Gibbs currently out in front in the number 54. He took the lead from Alex Bowman, coming to 3 to go in the stage. The question is, can he hold on? If Ty Gibbs is going to get his first career win this season, it's going to be today, because this is the best he's looked all season long. On the exit of 4, though, to the outside again of Kyle Busch, just letting that top roll. 2 to go in this stage, and as we come through at a turn 2, now you can see Kyle Busch again just powering ahead. He stays out in front of myself here for P12. We remain in P13. Final lap we're coming to in the stage at this point. Have a bit of a moment there, getting into the outside wall, and that allows Logano to get right to the back bumper. We cut down right here on the apron. White flag in the stage in the air. Gibbs continues to lead, but he has got Alex Bowman all over the back of him through turns 1 and 2, and Bowman's actually trying to look to the inside. He'll get to the inside of the 54 on the exit of turn 2, and Alex Bowman, sure enough, through 3 and 4 would pass the 54. Bowman wins stage 2. We cross the line for P13.
Not a lot we can do for you here, but we are trying.
Yep, I know. I'd say we're doing pretty good for a team that's trying to sabotage us. There's beef here at Colleague between me and the higher-ups, and they're still salty, and hopefully if we can advance into the next round, they kind of move on from that. We can, go make a run, a proper run. More adjustments coming here all around the car, just trying to find something more. Because, the car isn't terrible, but it's not good. It's certainly not good. You saw in the long run we continue to fade. Up to 12th for the restart. Stage 3, the third and final stage, is underway here from Kansas Speedway. It's going to be about 24 laps of racing to go, which means we will see another pit stop. May that be under caution or under green flag conditions. That is yet to be determined. Preferably green flag conditions, because it gives us an opportunity to open up some strategy. Alex Bowman leads the way on the exit of turn 2. Into second, it's Tyler Reddick. Now we're 3 wide on the outside of John Hunter Nemechek as well. Bush on the inside there. Now Chastain all the way up to the outside wall, trying to get that momentum flowing there to get to the outside of Chase Elliott, who's got to the inside of him. Eric Jones, a big shot to the back of the 41. I thought about going 3 wide to the outside, but I didn't think I was going to get there, so I just pushed him instead. And look at that, he checks up there, 3 wide middle there. Chastain on the top, Keselowski on the bottom. Still up front is that 48 Ally Financial Chevrolet. Is Alex Bowman really going to get announced that he's losing his ride and then he's finally going to go win? Is that what we're about to see here? Now we got 3 drivers up there in the mix that are looking for their first wins of not only the season but of the career mode as well. Bowman, Reddick, as well as Ty Gibbs here. Now, which one is going to pull it off, or will someone steal the show like third place runner currently of Chris Buescher? As you can see now, the laps are winding on, and we continue to follow the same trend that we followed in stage 1 as well as stage 2, and that's just simply going backwards here. Martin Truex Jr. behind us. Of course, we had an early season rivalry with the driver of the car that we are going to be driving next season, but he has not been having a very strong race. And as well behind me, we got Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, a lot of playoff drivers that we expect to be some of the favorites, really not showing up today and having great runs. Kyle Larson's behind us right now, and we're down in 13th. We're used to, running top, 5, and Larson's still in front of us. It's just been, he's been so consistent this season, just about everywhere, but really not showcasing it today. Logano gets past his Hamlin to the inside, bringing the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek to the inside as well. Bowman continues to lead the way here now as we come to lap 53 through 3 and 4 to the inside. Here comes Carson Hocevar now, and obviously he's going to have a new teammate at Andretti next season, to be determined on who's it going to be, but I'm hearing a rumor potentially Xfinity JRM driver Sammy Smith might be getting the call up. Larson to the inside, caution is going to fly here from Kansas with 14 to go, and you're not going to believe who it's for. Alex Bowman. It's Alex Bowman. He just lost the lead, but the reason he lost the lead, a blown tire. I mean, that is the story of Alex Bowman's career. I didn't realize it at first, but I noticed it in the replay. Also, we're going to be taking 4 tires. We're going to give up track position because we were going backwards. 2 tires wouldn't do us any favors, but look at this. I zoom in on it as much as I can. Right up at the start finish, right there, you can see the smoke pouring out of the 48 right there. That's heartbreaking. Bowman remains in the race, but yeah, he's at the back. That is so heartbreaking. That's the most Alex Bowman thing I've ever seen in the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. Even when he has everything he needs, a car that's capable of finally winning, something goes wrong, and it wasn't any of his fault. It was pure mechanical. That is such an unfortunate ending for Bowman, and probably his first and last opportunity all season long to win a race. We restart with 10 laps to go here now. Hendrick drivers, are they concerned now with tire failures? Probably not. Potentially just a coincidence there for the number 48, but we have seen Hendrick Motorsports deal with tire issues this season. Who's been the most dominant team this season? Hendrick Motorsports. We've seen Elliott with several tire issues, and now Alex Bowman today. Well, we see another one here today, or in the coming episodes. We'll have to wait and see, but we are slicing and dicing through the traffic here. Ryan Blaney has not really had the day he would like to here. His second race back from concussion in Kansas. Ty Gibbs out in front right now. We are moving through this field. Everybody took 2 tires except for us. We put on 4 fresh Goodyears, and we are flying. But to the lead now, Ross Chastain, and the 17 of Chris Buescher is trying to follow him now as we're going to go around. Truex will pass our teammate as well of Daniel Hemrick, and then we would just continue moving forward. We pass Corey LaJoie. We'll go to the outside of Denny Hamlin as well as Kyle Larson. We're going to pass them as well up into now 13th place. Joey Logano's next, coming to 6 laps to go. New leader, Chris Buescher in the 17. It was, of course, the 54, then it was the 1, now the 17. We're to the back of Logano in that Pennzoil machine. 1 win on the season for Logano, and it was pretty recent there back in Richmond, as Chastain back to the lead now, bringing on the inside with him Tyler Reddick there, trying to pass the 17 for second place. Well, we see another caution here. There is plenty of time for that to develop and really create a little bit of drama and spark in the end of this race now as we continue to fight with the 22. This is kind of where the car flatlined. This is all I got. Even with the 2 extra tire advantage compared to the AI, it's still a big struggle here as we roll through 3 and 4. Trouble in the back, Larson. Tire failure. It's a big impact on the outside while he's up on the top of the 34. A major crash right there. Violent impacts. And that is going to bring out the caution, and that's going to force overtime in Kansas in race 2. Fortunately for Larson, he won last episode and he's locked into the next round of the playoffs there. But that was a big impact for the number 5 as we're going to get back rolling here from Kansas. It's 2 laps to go. We're going to go into 69 laps of racing here. Nice from Kansas, and Chastain out in front. Buescher is second. Tyler Reddick might be in the perfect position. He's P3 with Gibbs on the outside and 4th, fading back. It's a poor start for the 17. You can see it from here. Ryan Preece is on the inside, 3rd line, trying to get up there in the mix. Kyle Busch, don't rule him out as well. On the inside of Keselowski as we head down towards turn number 3, coming to the final lap of this race. Ross the Boss Chastain out in front. He's gotten multiple wins this season, 3 wins to be exact, but now on the exit of 4, the door is open for Tyler Reddick. White flag in the air. Look at in the background there, that 48 of Alex Bowman. He is absolutely flying, showcasing the speed he had. And on the inside of Chastain, Reddick is there to his left rear quarter panel. You can see it from there. They'll be side by side for the win down the back straightaway. Here comes Bowman. Look at the speed in that Ally Financial Chevrolet. What could have been? He would have won this race if that mechanical failure didn't happen. But it's not going to work out. Through 3 and 4, Reddick passes Chastain on the inside for the first time this season. Out of turn 4, Tyler Reddick is going to come through to win in the playoffs here in Kansas. Race number 2, recross the line, P15. Honestly, pretty happy with that effort. It could have been way worse, could have been better. But Tyler Reddick picks up the victory. Ty Gibbs there in 4th. Ryan Preece, Stewart Haas Racing, top 5. What a day for that team as well. Legacy Motor Club looked great there. Both drivers having a good day for both Eric Jones as well as Nemechek. Bubba Wallace down in 37th, a terrible day. And look at how it affects the playoffs. So LaJoy in by 4, Keselowski out by 4, Kyle Busch with that great run still out by 6. Cindric, who's been non-existent, is only out by 12, and Bubba Wallace way out in a must-win scenario. A fun race, although, you know, it wasn't good for us, but we're going to Bristol in the next episode. The first round doesn't really look different in the playoffs, but second round on is when things start to change up a little bit here. But Larson, Reddick, they are advanced. We are, you know, comfortably above the cut line. We lost points today, but 35 points, plenty to work with. We'll be fine there, and we'll focus in on the battle of who gets eliminated. I'll see you guys in Bristol. Have a great day.